Hi everyone. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about Ergo and the EIP 37 that was passed in the blockchain, I think about 3 days ago now, um, and sort of the effects on like what's been happening with Ergo and also what was happening prior to uh, the EIP. So if we look at the ETH merge that executed around, I guess, the 16th of September, 15th, 16th of September, what happened is if I look at the 1 year hash rate performance of Ergo, it was relatively solid. Everything was chipping along nicely. We'd probably be around like 15 terahash. The difficulty was low. And then when we had the ETH merge, there was a massive spike of all the ETH miners that made up a majority of, I guess, the GPU mining community around the world that started looking for other projects to mine, and Ergo being, in my opinion, one of the better, or maybe one of the best proof of work projects in the crypto industry, saw a huge spike of hash rate, and that hash rate peaked at 217 terahash, well, 217.26 terahash, and pretty much based off the if I pull up the difficulty in the epoch monitor on the Ergo block explorer, that virtually broke Ergo, because it would have supported Ergo if the hash rate hadn't dropped off, but we as a community had to implement a new kind of difficulty adjustment protocol into the chain, because the difficulty shot right up, and I wish I could pull this back, but I believe the difficulty was up around, I think it was like 30, maybe 40 pH. And what ended up happening is the block time shot right up, and I remember they were up around 10 minutes for a block, and what was happening is it was making Ergo incredibly slow after the hash rate dropped off. Now this would have readjusted because the difficulty each epoch would have come down and down and down. And there's also other videos out on YouTube from sonofatech and some other people that were talking about the EIP 37 on how Ergo risked losing its loyal miners if once the difficulty had dropped down, the those big GPU farms, if I look at this chart here, that when the hash rate dropped back down, if they had come back and then spiked the difficulty again, that they would have pumped up the difficulty, and then they would have left, and then the loyal miners probably would have started to find another project to mine, because there's just no I guess point in that if it was going to repeat going long term into a cycle like that. So EIP was proposed, and I'm just going to go through the Reddit, and EIP 37 was a success. This was put out by Alex, also known as Kushti, and he just talks about how the reason for it, which was they needed to adjust the difficulty, so a difficulty adjustment to stabilize the block times, and then also being able to not have those larger GPU farms come back online and then crash, I guess, the difficulty when they leave. So what they did is the proposed changes was changing the epoch length to be 128 blocks, and I think previously it was around like 500. I'm not too sure, but it was much higher than 128 blocks. and then also they've made a limit of only 50% per epoch. So with the difficulty adjustment, so it doesn't spike. So that's going to protect, I guess, the long-term outlook for the block times, and it's also going to stabilize the network. And since the EIP 37 has passed through, we've seen a little bit more hash rate come back onto Ergo, and it's now starting to stabilize at this new sort of current level, which is around 60 to 50 terahash. So I think Ergo right now is also profitable, and I do expect there to be a bit of a price run on Ergo, but it was really good to see the community pull together so quickly and fix this issue that arose. And yeah, big props to the dev team to get this passed through and implemented literally within a week. So yeah, it's really, really good to see, how powerful Ergo actually is in terms of a community coming together to get these kind of things sorted out. And I'm looking forward to the future of what that holds. So just a few things on the Reddit here for Ergo. We actually had the Ethereum Classic rebrand to Ergo because Ethereum Classic's a bit of a dead chain. And I believe it was maybe Charles Hopkinson who was in charge of the Reddit, and they've actually rebranded the Ethereum Classic to Ergo, which I find quite amusing actually. And I've got 672k followers, so we might see a little bit of new users come into Ergo after that play, which is quite interesting. And someone put out this meme which I found really funny, which was the Captain Phillips film of that scene where the guy's like, "Look at me, I'm the captain now," and Captain Phillips is Ether Classic. It's really funny. But yeah, it's causing a little bit of drama in the community, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? I think Ergo is a better blockchain than Ether Classic, and I don't know if Ether Classic's ever really gonna take off, because it's, might as well just stick with Ethereum now that the proof of work, like what really do they offer? Like Ergo offers more, so you might as well just mine Ergo. But yeah, jokes aside on that, I guess it's still good marketing and it's good for the Ergo community and the future for Ergo. I think we're going to see a lot of price movement in the future, just depending, I guess, on where the recession goes and what happens with the Federal Reserve, all that macro finance stuff aside. But I mean, things like Ergo Pay and all the DeFi that's being built on Ergo, I think there's going to be a lot of value proposition built, a lot of business tooling built for users. So it's still looking very good for the future. I think they've got a hackathon coming up. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the EIP 37. Now that that's been implemented, Ergo theoretically should be profitable to mine. Being a miner myself, it's really good to see that that's been passed through. And yeah, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts maybe in the comments on your thoughts on EIP 37 and see what you guys reckon. But I mean, like, one thing that I really respect about Ergo is just the rate of change and how dynamic and quickly things can come together and we can make changes. So in the future, if we ever need to make a difficulty adjustment again, maybe 2 years from now, maybe 5 years from now, which is a long time away, but if we needed to make another difficulty adjustment in the future, it can be done literally within a week. So it's really good to see. And the whole thing was done by governance. So the way they set that up was it was actually done by the miners. They all voted in terms of mining to different pools and whatnot. So it was still done by the community. Like the actual community itself is the governance for the project, which is you know, it's great because it's fully decentralized and it's power to the people, really. But yeah, let's have a quick little look at Ergo's price. Ergo's up 2.36% for the day, which is pretty good in this market right now. Being in the bear market, we've still got 40% of the coins to be mined, which is looking like it's going to, especially after what Alex did with the, what do they call it? I think it was EIP 27. They put out a smart contract to prolong the mining, so that's also going to be awesome. And Ergo's one of the only projects with a UTXO tax on a 4-year tax protocol that will tax dead Ergo that's locked away or lost. So that's pretty much future proofed. Yeah, it's really good to see, you know, a bit of price action on Ergo. I'm hoping that maybe we hit, you know, like over $5 in the next few weeks, but we'll see, depending on where Bitcoin goes. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the weekend and have a great day.